What's up, everybody? This is Jason, Zombie Collector, and I am doing a response video for JP Wisco, Tony, over there in the land of the rising sun. He had a responsive video for a contest he's doing for what do you think Ohtani will need to do to get into the Hall of Fame here in America. And this is speculation because we got a long way to go for Showtime, Ohtani-san, Shohei Ohtani. So we have quite a ways to go. But he wanted us to kind of do what were some statistics that will get you, get Ohtani over the hump to be considered Hall of Fame worthy. And having one breakout year, assuming he continues on the tear he is on, does definitely not qualify you for Hall of Fame. We all know baseball is a marathon and not a sprint. So you need to pack on the statistics a lot of times to even be considered to be Hall of Fame worthy, unless you're Harold Baines. So I thought there's no other person better to glean information from and to bounce off stats than Babe Ruth, George Herman Ruth. So I'm going to look down a few times today to kind of talk about what the stats are compared to his at this point in his career, and only his American stats, Ohtani that is. So that way we're not counting Japan stats. And with this, I'll talk about Ohtani, I'll talk about Ruth, Ohtani, and then what I think he needs to get into the Hall of Fame, okay? And where his stats are at today. So, as we all know, most of this information is readily available. I got this on baseballreference.com. Ruth is 2,873 hits. Ohtani, as of last week, was at 320 hits. So my number for hits, I feel like he needs to hit at least 125 hits throughout the next 10 seasons, because he's only 26, 27. So 10 seasons is only 37, so very manageable. And I put these numbers pretty low because he could go on a tear. He has so much potential. It could go through the roof. So I'm keeping these numbers somewhat realistic to not just to where he can hit easily. So I said at 320 hits as of today, I said he needs 125 hits over 10 seasons. That gives him 1,250 hits, not including the 320 hits that he already has. So if you do that together, you're looking at what, 12, 13, 14, 15, almost 1,600 worth of hits. And that's him doing both pitching and hitting. And Babe Ruth at 2873. So that's about half of Ruth did when he pretty much focused almost the rest of his career after a handful of seasons as a batter. So again, about half of what Ruth was doing. So I feel like that's a fair number. 1,250 hits over the next 10 seasons. Plus there may be a handful more seasons he plays. Plus he might be hitting more than 125. I think today, as of this week, he was at 95 hits this year, I think. Next up, home runs. Ruth, 714. So that's going to be a tall order. I'm going to go with, right now he's at 81 home runs. Ohtani. So I'm going to say conservatively 30 home runs. I think he's already at 36, 37 home runs this year. Again, this is all based off of him staying healthy. I'm going to say he's only at 30 home runs a year for the next 10 years. That's 300. So if you do that, it's 381 home runs that he would attain with his home runs he already has, plus another 10 seasons. So that's almost half, or really half of what, Ruth had. Ruth 714, we're going to say at least 381, maybe closer to 400, and that's the case, and that would be definitely half of Babe Ruth's home runs. Next up, RBIs. Babe Ruth, 2,213. Right now, we have him at 221 RBIs, so I'm going to say 100 RBIs per season, which is 1,000 RBIs. Again, that's the striking range. That's half of Ruth's. If we add both, assuming he hits at least 100 RBIs a year, with the 221 he already has, that's 1,221. Ruth at 2,213. Again, these numbers could be actually a lot higher, hopefully, for Ohtani. But I feel like I'm being conservative based off of what I've seen him do in Japan and what this year, as a healthy person, he looks like he's doing right now, and still keeping it somewhat lower than where he's projected to be at right this moment. Wins as a pitcher, 94 for Ruth. Right now for Ohtani, 8. 8 total wins as a pitcher as of 2021. So again, I'm going to be conservative and say 8 wins a season. The Angels suck, so he's not getting lots of help getting those wins, and those wins would be a lot higher if he wasn't on the Angels, I'm sure. So I'm going to say 8 wins times 10 seasons, that's 80. So again, that's 88 wins in the next 10 seasons, which would put him in striking distance of eclipsing Ruth. And if he gets on a better team, or if he ends up the team improving, then he could do 10 or 12 wins a season realistically, and that would be way more. It'll blow Ruth out of the water. But I'm doing 8, which again I think is very conservative considering the team he's on. Next up, the ERA for Ruth at the end of his career was 2.28. Right now, Ohtani's at 3.70. So that's kind of high again with being on the Angels. So I'm thinking he needs to keep his ERA down to 3. So 3 would probably be that like sweet spot that's well over Ruth's ERA, but I think it's more respectable at a 3 opposed to a 3.7. So he needs to get that ERA down. Then his Bruce batting average at the end was 342, which is, unheard of. Ohtani's at 271. I feel like Ohtani's fine. Of course, if you can get it close to that 300 mark, that's going to make it even look better. And so that time will tell. He definitely can hit. That goes without saying. Obviously, 320 hits with only really one good season so far. 221 RBIs only with one really good season so far. So he definitely has the ability to be a smasher and a hitter, so we'll see. So I'm going to say he needs to get about a 3 at a batting average, 3 at a pitching average. His pitching average, or ERA, his average for hitting should be about a 3 as well. Strikeouts, let's see here. Strikeouts for Ruth is 488. Right now for Ohtani is 161. So Ohtani can kind of coast and well eclipse Babe Ruth's strikeout record. Right now he's at 161. So again, if he just strikes out 100 people over the next 10 seasons, that's 1,000 strikeouts, not including the already 161. So that's 1,161 strikeouts. So I think that he well eclipses Ruth in that area if he continues to stay healthy, continues to pitch on a semi-regular basis. He would easily take over those stats off of Ruth and put him in another echelon of players that pretty much have never done anything like that. So those are the stats breakdowns. So I hope that helps you, Tony, with my thinking process. And then just to kind of give you some ideas, like individual accolades, because a lot of the accolades that Ruth got was team accolades for World Series and things of that sort, because he would just, pennant wins and all that. So let's just talk about individual stats at this time. So Babe Ruth is actually only a 2-time All-Star. 2-time All-Star. Ohtani is a 1-time All-Star already, and he has, let's hopefully, at least minimum 10 more years. So he should easily eclipse Ruth in All-Star appearances if this year is a future look into what he might do in the, down the road. Next up, Ruth is a 1-time American League MVP, a 1-time American League ERA leader, and one-time American League champ. So he has 3 awards that are individual for pitching and hitting. Ohtani has the 1-time All-Star, 1-time Rookie of the Year, and also, of course, Rookie of the Year is a big deal. And then the next one is he's already hit for a cycle, which something Ruth hasn't done. So just to kind of do individual accolades, and again, I am not at all considering or comparing Ohtani to Ruth, but if you look at the stats, it's within realm of reality that he could definitely make a case to say he is as good as Ruth and would be considered Hall of Fame worthy based off of being a dual position player, not necessarily a all-around Hall of Famer, but let's just see what the future looks like. So those are the stats. Those are the Hall of Fame numbers I'm looking at. So Tony, I'd like to hopefully hear your response for my response to you. His other part of the equation was show at least one card that you're really proud of your Ohtani, something that maybe is unique or different or something you're really excited about. So I'm going to show it, me, showing one card is usually never something I can do. So I'm going to show them quickly. The first one up is this numbered out of 100 or 349. This Donruss. It's kind of a shiny card. I don't know if I can get it in the light a little bit. This room doesn't have the best light in the world, or that's a little bit better. So right here, it's like a prism. There we go. You can kind of see that. I like this. It's out of 349. This is number 123. So I like this card a lot. Very cool card. From Donruss 2020 there. So there you have it. This one I kind of showed a little bit yesterday on our talk, but he was always saying that in Japan, the Japanese like the hitting poses of Ohtani better than the pitching. And I probably agree too, but this is a really cool pitching one with Topps Fire from 2000. It looks like 19. Is that correct? Or no, this is a rookie card technically, 2018. So there's the Fire as I fumble through that. So there's that one. Next one up is a cool one. This is a National Baseball Card Day from 2018. And I'm not saying this is rare or anything like that. I'm just saying that it's one you don't see too often. It may be a $1 card. I have no idea. I just thought it was a cool action pose of Ohtani hitting, and I did like that image. Next one up, it's kind of what we're talking about. Ohtani versus Ruth, at least as far as my eye concerned. This was an insert card. I believe this is actually kind of a desirable card to have. So again, you know, we can revisit this conversation a decade from now to see if Ohtani actually deserves to continue to have that conversation about the Hall of Fame, or was it a flash in the pan and not at all. Next one up is one that I believe I got from somebody here in the community. I can't remember. It's a Shohei Ohtani Sports Illustrated right here. So there you go. This one's really cool. Again, I think this is a pretty unique card. I don't see this one too often. This is one, of course, from him pitching. So there is that. A very unique, interesting card that you do not see too often. There's the back of the card with some of the stats for Ohtani. So I like that one tremendously. This one is another really unique card. This is numbered out of 50. This is by the Edward Vila. He creates his own cards online mostly. I guess it's a limited edition. This is the number 13 in the set, but it has this gold hue over it, and as you can see, it's numbered there on the back, 15. I think that's it, a 12 out of 50. So there you have that, but it's a very, very cool card. This is also coming out his Hall of Fame, his rookie year, 2018. And then lastly, Ohtani. Tony mentioned this in one of his videos, and I thought I'd show this off. I also received this from a YouTuber, Brent, and he sent me this Ohtani Mojo refractor from Bowman Croman Prospects. And if I can get this closer, you can see there's some shine on there. It's kind of hard to see, and probably because it's in plastic and there's like a plastic around it, but you all get the memo. You all get the thing. So he sent me this to me a couple year ago, I guess, and so there you go. There's the back, of course. But this is like, I believe, of the Mojo refractor. So anyways, there you have it, guys. So hope you all enjoyed the video. These are some of my Ohtanis. Hope you all enjoyed my reasoning behind why I believe Ohtani could make it to the Hall of Fame, and my perspective on what he needs to do to get there. So definitely go check out JP Wisco Baseball Cards. Tony's channel is definitely an amazing channel, and I do not think you will be disappointed. He is a font of knowledge. Until next time, peace.